Hello and welcome to another edition of the Falcon Crest Aftershow. I'm James Law Jr. And actually, we're doing something a little different today. I want to speak to you, the listener, if you're listening to this, or the watcher. First of all, you've made this show a hit for my network, so thank you so much. I appreciate that you are watching my or listening to my content, and hopefully you're enjoying it. Some aren't. Some of you guys aren't enjoying it. I've heard about that in a second, but many of you guys are enjoying it. They've told me to continue, keep going. So I wasn't sure I should keep going and doing any of these things. Was it worth anything? Because of the online presence. And so I'm coming to you, actually, who are online, to talk to you. Now, I share this in many of the Falcon Crest Facebook groups. I don't go on Reddit or message boards, but I know that my show sometimes gets shared over there. And people have sent me screenshots of a few things. But not even about me, watching people interact with each other on these Facebook groups, message boards, that's where it's very interesting. And so for me, I do opinion television. So I give you an opinion of what I'm thinking about any given subject on Falcon Crest. For me, for the most part, I'm a positive person. I kind of talk positive. I go, this is what I liked. This is what I really enjoyed of the show. I try to bring up the positive parts. Of course, nothing's perfect. I don't like everything. I try to bring something to talk about. And I bring it to you out there to hopefully start a dialogue. Now, many of you guys are wonderful. We have great talks together online. Some of you guys bring up things that I've never heard of because I don't know everything. And plus, Falcon Crest is around the world. And for those of you guys who are in other countries other than the US, where I'm at, you'll tell me, well, here in France, it did this, or here in Australia. I love hearing the stories. I love them. Or you knew more about Jane Wyman than I did. You play Angela Channing. There's certain things some of you guys know things I don't know. I love hearing them and reading about them. I love interacting with you guys, you men and women. Like to hang out with you guys. So, but I also see a lot of negativity and hate, not just in this fandom, in many fandoms. But I'm talking to the Falcon Crest Aftershow. I'm talking to you. How do you handle that? Because I just wonder. For me, I'm a person who wants to talk. This is a show I loved. There are things I loved about it. So I want to talk to other people who loved things about it too. So the way I'm coming at it is, you loved it, I loved it. Let's talk about it together. Let's have a good time, reminisce over a show that's not on the air anymore, kind of thing. And boom, maybe have a fun shared experience. Or the other way I'm coming at it is, here's what I think. You tell me what you think. It could be totally like you may not agree on everything, but it's not this kind of knockdown, drag out fight of, let me tell you why I hate the show, or why I hated that episode, or why I hate this so hard that you're just so, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like, I'm not just making it, you guys know what I'm talking about. There are folks who are just so negative, or there are folks who are part of groups who are just negative. Yes, sometimes there's trolls who do things like that on purpose. But sometimes I'm not sure it's a troll or not. I'm like, so why are you on this bridge? Because you seem like you didn't like it, the show, very much, it seems. It's more than like, I don't like a certain character, because the other characters I don't like either. It's fine. But like the show overall, I'm like, did you actually like the show? Then why are you part of this group? There's just so many things that I've got attacked on groups before in the sense, and it's like, I just wondering, what is that about? Do you feel, whatever group you're part of or groups you're part of, that it's a fun space? Or are you on it because you committed to being on that group and you're trying to find that space? I know on Twitter, as we say, soak Twitter, very toxic, very just like, people are angry. People are just upset about everything. There are folks who just complain about the show is never what it once was. Current shows that are on now. But people on Falcon Crest, well, the show wasn't as good as Dallas. It wasn't as good as Dynasty. It just was this. I don't know, the grapes you can. Like, I'm like going, but why then? Why are you talking about it? I guess anything that's super negative, I don't talk about. I just don't. I don't waste my energy screaming about it online if I didn't like a show. If I like a show, I just don't talk about it. But there are folks who feel the need to talk about it, and they feel they have the right to talk about it, which they do. They have the right to talk about it. But I just wonder, does that taint the group? Because anybody who started these Facebook groups, I'm just wondering, if you're one who started it, you probably started it because you love the show. So you want a place to talk about it, right? I feel like that's why you start these groups. And if you're a person who's administrator, start these groups like that I posted and think you let me post. How do you feel about that now? Has the group changed in a way that you're like, wow, this is pretty talk? So I love when people share the fashion, they share posts on some of the dialogue. All this, I'm just like, I love all that stuff. And but there's some folks who really seem like they're just out to just down every single post. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't understand that. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. If you're a person who's maybe I'm talking to you, maybe you're a person who's like, I liked 10% of the show, 9% I didn't like it, but I feel like being in this group and I want to talk about it. Tell me why you do that. I don't know. I'm just very curious because there's so much negativity in the world. We all have choice to be where we want to be online, especially. Um, why do you choose to be where you choose to be? And I like Falcon Crest. I'm glad I started this after show. I'm gonna continue talking about it. People can hate my show, people can love it, whatever. I'm still gonna talk about it. I'm still gonna continue pointing out what I liked about the show. That was wonderful. And let's go from there. And I'll just keep weeding my way through the bad comments. But many of you are wonderful. It's been a wonderful experience sharing with you and you sharing with me. And hopefully we can overshadow the other. Right. So again, talking to you, please let me know how you feel about this. How do you navigate this stuff? How do you walk through it? I'm James Jr. This show is on every streaming service platform, audio, and JLJ Media, YouTube. And we'll see you next time.